All right, another UAE update video, and these are some of the messages that I've received from people who are based in Dubai. Okay, now obviously people, you can't mention this on social media, so they share stuff with me. So I appreciate, thank you for all the messages and emails that I've received. This is a summary. Okay, I'm not going specifically. This is a summary from the morning. Now, um, first things first. UAE is the UAE authorities, the UAE rulers, and the police, the all the, whether it's the fire brigade or whomsoever, the volunteers, they all have been working round the clock to ensure that the water would be cleared out. Okay, there are certain segments where sewage water is even there. Khalij Times has reported this in Sharjah. In certain areas, sewage has overflowed, and it's a bad, very horrible situation right now. Okay, and I'll tell you, I mean, you can't live near sewage. Come on, sickness and it's a terrible thing. I don't know how people are surviving there. I'm being honest with you. I mean, you can't even get down the building and go anywhere. Sewage, man. Come on, think about it. I mean, you can't imagine their situation. So I really feel bad for them. Okay. But on the other side, there's nothing but respect and admiration for. One is UAE, when UAE is doing a good job, we have to commend them. And the police, the ambulance, the hospitals, the, what do you call that? These people, the volunteers who are helping clean up UAE, they are doing a decent job. They are doing a good job. And they are doing their level best to bring things to a sense of normalcy. And there were a lot of videos that were shared with me. A lot of the roads are now dried up. People are safe. But yes, there are, roads are okay, and major places are all right. Affluent people, rich people, they don't have a problem. Not all of them. But you can't say the same for people who are living in low lying areas, or people in Sharjah where flood waters are still there. And I told you, in Sharjah there's a sewage. So it is the middle class people who have been badly affected, and especially the ones who are poor. Okay. So, we need to balance things out. But UAE is doing its level best to get back to normal. So nothing but respect and admiration for UAE there. I definitely have nothing but good things to say to the volunteers. People who have nothing got to do with being charitable but are going around doing good for other people. Khalij Times has covered a lot of good Samaritans where they speak of these expats, or, for that matter, even the Emirati population, they are working together and they're helping people, whether it's we saw videos of people giving free food, free water, sandwiches and all that. So, nothing but respect to these individuals who are doing so much of good. Okay. So I got messages, photographs, videos with regards to all this. Okay. However, there are certain areas that people did share with me, and these are the concerns and these are the opinions of some of the people. I've just divided them into 8 points. Okay. In no particular order. The first one is the people whose houses got flooded, who are staying in certain areas where the water came literally and completely covered the whole area with sand, mud, dirt, and they have destroyed from vehicles to the houses. Apparently, those people will definitely be selling those houses. They'll be wanting to get rid of that property or that area because, you should be stupid enough to want to stay in that area again. Because if it happens again, I mean, are you willing to risk losing everything again? Like, just imagine you stay in a tower and it catches fire. You lose everything. So are you going to continue staying in that tower, or would you prefer to stay somewhere safer? Like, for example, me, I used to stay it was called Al Majaz building, I think, opposite opposite Taun Mall in Sharjah. Okay, Taun Mall is there. I used to stay opposite to that. And the building was completely blue tinted glass. But because there was a fire nearby, another glass coated building with some plastic flammable cladding, I told that time my partner who was staying with me, nothing doing, we are shifting from here. We are going to a building that has nothing but concrete and cement and no cladding and all this bullshit. And because we saw with our own eyes a full tower catch fire. I mean, the people lost their furniture, fittings, passport, jewelry, everything in that tower. Thousands of families. I told my partner that we're not going to risk this, and we shifted because obviously my books and all that, So we shifted, and then we over the period of time, I think there were another 2, 3 more fires in that area, and that is you're talking of 6 years ago. Now we have seen a lot more fires still take place. So the people who endured this flood and survived it, um, the ones especially whom their property or their cars or the vehicles or the houses got destroyed with flood, I don't think they will stay there. They will sell for whatever it's worth. They'll get the fuck out of there and they will move to another area where they feel it's safer. That's number one. Number two is the people who are running their businesses. I mean, we have seen in Dera all these shops where they put out their, the merchandise, printers, mobile phones, accessories, laptops, and all that. What is destroyed is destroyed. But what is remaining is they would want to calculate their losses and they would definitely evaluate, is it worth being in this area? Because, yeah, you'll get daily customers, but then if there is a loss, you would lose all the profit that you make for the entire year. You lose it in one day. You can say it's a black swan event, fine. But then are you willing to take the chance again? That's a big question. Or are you the type of person who says, okay, this has happened, I'm going to make sure it's not going to happen again. So instead of being on the ground floor, I'll take the first floor of a new business or new building. Would you do that instead? Would you make sure that the loopholes and the mistakes that were made, you're not going to repeat it? Okay, that's the second part. Number 3 is cars. Dubai has, or UAE has, this amazing fascination for cars. And given that you can get loans easily or an auto loan easily, there's always this tendency to buy the most expensive car that you can manage your budget. I think it's going to make people rethink, okay, if I'm going to spend for a car, what kind of car would I buy? And what kind of car can I manage? A Tesla in water? Finish. So most of the people would go for a 4-wheel drive, but then what kind of insurance would you give it? Or what kind of car would you buy where you know for a fact if things would spoil, you can still manage? So I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people who would prefer not to take a low-lying car, or an expensive car which has everything electronic, that if a little bit of water goes, you have to change everything. And especially American cars, I think if you have anything that is spoiled and it has like a electronic or, motherboard, CPU, like a computer kind of system, everything has to be changed, right? Because anyway, companies also have to make money. So people rethink how they buy a car, maintain a car, or keep a car. Okay. The next one is office, where you stay versus where you work. The farther you stay away from office and work, yes, you're saving cost because you want to pay less for rent. But then to travel to the office, there is petrol, there is time, there is wear and tear. People don't factor that. And it's always the people with small minds that prefer to pay less rent, but they'll waste time in traffic. They'll waste time with traveling. They'll waste time going up and down. The people who really value and respect themselves, they'll stay close to the office. Now the question is, those who got affected by the flood, if they were staying in a location where the water did not accumulate that much, they don't have anything to worry. But if you stayed in an area where it got completely flooded and the water didn't go and there was no assistance, they will evaluate. Do I really want to stay here? Do I really want to be here? And office premises with so much of destruction, they would definitely evaluate, okay, where should we take an office? Like, for example, if you had a outlet in the mall and the ceiling completely collapsed or the water destroyed your, uh, you know, all your electronics or your products, you'll definitely evaluate, right? Should I be here? Is this safe? Will will the insurance reimburse me? If not, am I ready to take another risk and lose, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of, inventory? And remember, many people, for them, the inventory is complete a wipeout. So, office, house, the distance, running the business, the office, all these questions will be asked. Number 5 is the quality of the house that you're staying in, the quality of the office that you have rented. You saw these videos, no, where water was leaking through the electrical, the ceiling, and water was seeping through various cracks in the house. And if water falls in, then it destroys your equipment and stuff in the house. So, would you keep staying in that place? Or would you realize, sheesh, man, this construction is very poor. I don't think I can stay here. Just imagine if you have a computer or a server and water fell in that, it's destroyed, right? So, people are going to even evaluate, do I want to stay in this house? Is it worth staying? Is it worth keeping? Okay, fine, you can stay there, water will come in, but then it'll destroy the stuff that you have in the house, right? People will rethink very strongly. And I can assure you this, there will be so many people who, after this rain is over, they're not going to stay in those apartments, they're not going to stay in their house, they're not going to rent that office. They're not going to have that restaurant at that level. They will say, I prefer a first floor, I don't care. Number 6 is, I've always told people, don't buy a house in Dubai, freehold or property that you own, because if something happens, okay, Imar has announced we will do the repair, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be unlimited. There's going to be limits to what they're going to do. What about other, freehold, this is what we call that, real estate owners or property developers, like what is that guy name? Danube and Azizi and whatever. Are they going to reimburse? You purchased a house, 10 million. Will they say, okay, I'll repair everything, 10 million, Palm Island and all, I'll repair everything for free? You think they are in the business of charity? You purchase the house from them, right? Will they repair it? They'll say, no, it's your baby. You sort it out. You repair everything. So, freehold or owning versus renting. People also evaluate, should I paid 1 year's rent and now it's completely destroyed and my money is gone. Isn't it better I pay every month even if I have to pay more? And also, I think people will evaluate, do I want to stay in that area? Like Alwada Street, people booked houses there or they rented apartment, complete destruction. They'll evaluate, do I want to stay here? Or would I rather go to a place where there's proper drainage or is slightly higher than, the elevation? So next time it happens, I don't get destroyed. Because you just need one incident to destroy everything, right? Number 7 is the amount of money people spend for furniture and fittings in their house. The property destruction of the stuff in the house, AC, TV, fridge, computer, printers, sofas, beds, all the extra decor and all that. Water came in and destroyed, right? You think it would be the same? Or at least you'll have to send it for repair or cleaning and all that and cost money, right? And electronics, water, finish. All the best if you can repair that. So people will question, do I want to spend money and buy it all over again? Yeah, there are some things like sofa, bed and all that you definitely want to buy, but you get what I'm saying, right? You're going to think, okay, last time I bought a very, fluffy, full cotton and, sofa, soft. Maybe I'll buy wood, something that is strong, you know, that will not break, or even if water is there. So people reevaluate their decisions. And number eight, I think people will definitely evaluate now that an emergency has taken place. What do I need to do to be prepared the next time? What do I need to do? If this flood takes place, okay, where will my where should I go? Where should my wife go? Where should my kid go? Where do we guys go? Money, water, food, emergency supplies. They'll evaluate all these things because they wouldn't want it to happen again. And if it does happen, they want to be prepared because I'm sure people have realized you can't depend on anybody. You can't depend on the government. You can't depend on charity. You can't depend on friends. And, shit hits the ceiling. It's just you and your ass. You need to take care of it. So, yeah, I have nothing but praise and admiration for everything that the UAE government has done to ensure damage control, to bring back things to normalcy, but greater respect and admiration for those volunteers who went out of their way to take care of people. And to those people who are still stuck and struggling, I would just say that, do whatever it takes to get your life back in normal because, end of the day, it's your ass. You need to protect it. So, yeah, and do read the article, do read this thing where sewage water has started to creep up in certain areas of Sharjah. I don't know how people are surviving, seriously. Having said that, these are my thoughts. Let me know what do you have to say. All right? Good, bad, ugly, feel free. Comment down below. Me signing off. You guys take care.